Hey, you guys, it's Anne Marie. Happy Thursday. Happy Throat Punch Thursday. Just kidding. It's my Friday, so again, I was exhausted today. It's a very busy week, but we were able to help a lot of people, and that's what matters. And I don't work Fridays, but I was like, you know what? You didn't go outside yesterday, so we're going out today. Now, obviously, this is usually all covered in water. So, one of the cool things when things are uncovered from water is that we find all kinds of cool things. I mean, I think so at least. So, we've been back here before, but we're gonna go on an adventure and see what kind of things we can uncover. Now, it's hard to see this, even though my last video was just about trees. But I want to see how like the bark is just shredded right there. I wish I could zoom in a little better. It's so cool. Look at that. So there's quite a few people back here today. There's some people that are without homes, kind of setting up camp already. And some couples, so I'm very respectful of that. There's plenty of nature to go around. So when you hit a roadblock in your life, how is it that you manage your emotions when you come across those roadblocks? Yesterday, or a day or two ago, on this day popped up and I posted it. It was of an experience last year when I was out at the open shelter, and Sarah said to me, you know what, maybe you need to get angry. And so I did a video about being angry and telling everyone to fuck off, right? And I was, well, fuck me, here's some magic right in front of us. Hold on. It's a blue heron. I'm trying to be very... Okay, so I'll attach the video because I couldn't zoom in on my TikTok app, so I switched to my camera on my phone and zoomed in. I'll attach the video. Look how beautiful. I was telling Sarah and Shelly, I said, it's so weird looking back at that video. I said, because I remember what I was experiencing when I was going through that moment, because it was right before I was going to be homeless, and it was the winter time, and how much fear I had. And Shelly and Sarah both were talking, and they said, you know, it's interesting how much you've changed in a year. And I forget the exact words that Shelly used, but she said, you know, instead of you reacting to what was happening to you, you took control of your life and started managing things differently. And so it got me thinking a lot about how I was able to figure out, well, first of all, no one's ever coming to save you. We all know that. But oftentimes when you've grown up in so much trauma and so much toxicity and narcissism, literally your whole fucking life, and not realizing it till late in life, there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot of layers that need to be removed from people's lives when you truly, truly wake up and realize that there's just certain things in life, that you're just not going to tolerate anymore, right? And so it got me thinking, I'm trying to get you so you don't fall. It got me thinking, I'm sorry about the sun. It is what it is. It got me thinking about how when there's chaos and destruction around you, or when you're facing certain type of things, like how are you able to manage your emotions in the midst of chaos? Because I am the eye of the storm. However, I'm most at peace with all the bullshit going on around me. You talk about homelessness, car repossession, losing your mother, recognizing that people who are supposed to be your friend really aren't your friend. People who say they're your family really aren't your family. Recognizing that, you know, people were just in your life to get your insights, to get your guidance, or to steal your energy, or to steal your money, or to steal whatever it is, or try to swap destinies with you. And, you know, just stealing all kinds of things from you. A lot of people get so beat up by these type of things that they end up taking their life, that they end up turning to drugs, or getting locked up in mental health facilities, or being on a lot of mental health medications, which there's nothing wrong with that, because we all have our own path and our own story. However, I knew for me personally that I've had gifts since the day I was born, and even though there was chaos and destruction around me, I had to figure out how I was the quiet in the midst of the storm. That's my question. In the midst of the storm, you're the storm. How are you able to start to think about how you can manage your emotions and recognize things are happening around you, they're not happening to you. Even if you are facing job loss, loss of home, loss of transportation, loss of resources, loss of true, honest, authentic connections, loss of all those things, how are you able still to remain stable and secure within yourself? And for me, the hardest thing was walking away from people, places, things, jobs. I mean, I walked away from a very lucrative job, not having a plan. And that was very hard because I was taught my whole life, you just work really hard, you make money, and, you know, you just work to obtain material things, to, you know, and eventually you'll get up here where you don't have to worry about that. Well, I'd been doing that my whole entire life, and it was always something happening where I would lose everything. And only one time was it due to my 10-year stint of addiction. All other times it was in the hands of other people. And so I had to really take a look at, regardless of what's happening around me, how can I be the quiet within my own storm? And it's very disheartening when some of us wake up and we realize that the life we've been living is a life that was been projected onto us by society, by our family, by our culture. And so walking away from a very lucrative job was terrifying for me, but it was all led by spirit. Every step I take, I don't make choices now without spirit. I will not make and this is complete opposite of who I used to be. And that's why when individuals or groups of people are putting you under attack and they're coming for you, they are coming for the version of you that they think they know. They're coming from the old. For me, when I walked away from the spiritual community and from an old teacher because of all the toxicity and all the narcissism and all the gaslight and all, you know, all that bullshit, the fake prophets, and not doing right by the gifts that you do have, you know, it was very terrifying for me because I thought these people were my family. The extent of our relationship that I knew with this person and a few other people in the group, they knew some of my deep, I'm talking deep-rooted trauma of abandonment, narcissism, not feeling loved, not being part of a group, isolation, embarrassment. So they knew all these things about me. And so I knew the only way to combat the attacks that they were doing on me, because they didn't want me to speak up for what I know, because I know a lot. Oh, I know a lot. That I would be just like other victims and take myself out, or be deemed mentally ill, or just kind of fade away into the woodwork, which anyone who's known me knows I don't just fade away. I may go into hermit mode, but I had to heal those wounds, because that's what you have to understand. That's what these types of people do. They will attack your wounds. And that's why it's so important to heal the abandonment wound, to heal the isolation wound, to heal all these wounds, because then they can't attack you. And that's what I've been doing the last couple years, is truly deep diving into some of my darkest and deepest wounds and learn to become all of those things for myself. So one, I could be a whole individual and truly be authentic. And two, so I wouldn't allow those attacks, because you can't attack a version of me that no longer exists. I hope you're healthy and happy, full of joy. True you do. May you love it.